Okay, so on the inside here, we're running Android Auto through a Sony XAE sound system, running Android Auto. And again, these are stock speakers, but we did have the new head unit put in with the new mount, new hardware, everything. Had Best Buy do this, about $400 some and installed and everything. So I didn't think that was too bad. So let's Okay, so now that we've got an idea what the sound system sounds like, let's see what this is going to do about putting in these new speakers. I understand there's a difference in size on the plug and the actual mount. So we're going to start taking this apart, go through all the different areas that we have to, okay? So first of all, it's really a good idea to have some tools. And these are great tools here. This is going to allow us to open up the areas that we need. So the first one we got to do is up here at the top of the door. And so that allows us to pop that out. And then as we're going to go ahead, we're going to move our way down the door. This one here is a little tricky. What you want to do is you want to try to move it back. So the reflector actually comes out backwards. So if you can slide that out, that'll come out backwards. Great thing about the Ford is you got plenty of room to store everything in that little tray right up there. You got another one here in the do not put your phone spot. So again, using this little like nail file, but it's plastic, keeps from marking up your plastic pieces. There's one down here in the not sure what the spot is called, but we'll pop that out. We get that one out of there. We have one down in the bottom down here, it's up underneath. So we get that one out, and that gets those out. Our next thing, so we're going to need a wrench that's a 9/32. So that's going to allow us to get all the screws out. We have two screws here on the bottom. A screw way back inside here. This one's really a pain, and I'll show you how to put it back on when we get it ready to put back on. It's almost as tough to get it back on as it is to get it out. So there's a screw in here, and we're going to hope that we can get it out. There is a little tray almost like in here, so as long as you are careful. We got the one up here, and we have one more that we have to get out, and this one's a little bit tricky. This one's right behind the lock here. So as we're looking at this lock, you got to get back in here, and it's a little bit tricky. So it's a little bit tricky to get out, but I found using some needle nose pliers allows you to kind of get behind it. Then if you get your nail file in there, it'll give you enough space to grab it, and then it just pops out. So it's not too bad on that. Alright, so back to our 9/32. Actually, that one doesn't take a 9/32. This one does at the top. We have this one. We have two screws that are Torx screws that we'll need to remove. And to do the Torx screws, they are a T20. A T20 is what you're going to need. And that will take these two from the bottom. I'm sorry, we got the one here on the bottom. Get that out. Okay, and then we have the one that's in the door handle here. Again, T20 pulls that out. And then we should be good. Again, I stored all the screws and all the hardware here as I'm working on this up here in that top tray. Just give me a little bit more room. Okay, now we have all the screws out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I see that we left one right here. Really helpful to get them all out because you kind of have to hit this door a little bit to get it to open, come off. So pop it up, and that loosens it up. you do have to get up over the door handle. I found something, instead of taking it all off, there are some clips and other things that you got to work with underneath here. I have found that by putting a stand here, I'm just going to lift the door right up, and that's going to allow me to do the next part of this, which is work on the speaker, and then I don't have to take the whole door off, door panel off. That way I'm not having to undo all the different levers and wires and everything else that are there. Okay? All right, so now our next part here, we need to take our 9/32. Luckily we're kept with all the same screws here. You'd think that would be common, but it really isn't. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the 3 screws from this section. Pull the speaker out. There we go, and that removes that. Now, if you'll notice, when you get the new speaker, your new speaker is going to have just the 3 or the 2 plugins right here. The same, you know, small, large. That's not going to go into what Ford gave you. So when you buy this kit from Amazon, you're going to get the new fittings, and so that allows you then to put this together, and these will then slide right on over the post and give you the connection you need. When you're pushing down on these, that you don't push too hard and break off the mount, and double check it. Okay, now the nice thing is now you don't need to know what's positive and negative because the wiring's all done for you, so that comes out pretty handy. So the other thing that comes in the new kit is the new ring, because as you can see the speaker is just too small for that area. So what we're going to do is we put that ring on there, and then we're going to go ahead and get this mounted up. So the kit comes with some screws, but the screws do not work. They I don't know, maybe I don't know how the mounting bracket totally works there, but I found some screws in the garage. Anybody who's building a van knows that it's all about kind of finding the right piece. So you get one started, and then you're going to work your way around and get those put in place. So as you can see here, we're going to get our 4 mounting screws here. This will allow us to mount the speaker to the new mount that will then go and fit for the Ford speaker location. All right, so now that we've got that mounted up, okay, once that's fastened in, get the wires, and we'll start our screws. It's a little easier to mount the rest. And then we'll tighten those up. Not too much. We do have the wires. There is a little release area here in the door, so it kind of gives enough room to clear even once they're installed. And there you go. So now you have replaced the speaker. It's got the wiring, everything you need. You got your screws in place, and you're good to go. All right, so now we're putting the last of the screws in. We got the 2 down at the bottom that we need to put in. Again, these are all 9/32. We got the one up to the top of the door to put in, one over here. We have this one that's down in here. Gets it down into that little coin spot. All right. We then have our 2 T20 screws. The one goes into the door handle here, right above the opener. Get that one in nice and tight. None of these have to go super tight. You're just getting them to tighten up again. They're all going into plastic fittings, so don't need to go Superman on any of this stuff. So then I take a little electrical tape, put it right around that screw. Got to get it way back into that groove there. I'm going to use my phone flashlight to actually see where it's at. Once you get it in there, since you just put it on the little edge there, it won't be too hard to pull it off. So get that nice and tight, and we pull it off, and the screw come out, and your electrical tape stayed on the edge. Okay, now one last thing about getting this reflector piece in is it actually slides in. So if you come from the side and it just pops right in like that, you're good. Then you got to put your little pieces in. Now 3 of them have texture and 1 of them is smooth, or 4 have texture and 1 is smooth. What you're going to find out is the texture one, of course, going to go where your texture pieces are. So, and then the smooth one is actually going to go up here in your coin thing. And then this one's going to go down here. Again, it's a texture. And so we got all those in place. Okay. Then our last thing we got to get in place is we got to get this back in. This actually slides forward. So the arrow's going this direction. I mean, the point, it's going to go this way. It's going to go right in there. And it pops back in. All right. So now you've got that back in. You've checked all your screws are back in. And you're good. Okay. So here we are. We got the new sound system in. And we're getting ready to listen to what this sounds like. Get the